If your listings don't look like they belong in a magazine, you're leaving money, credibility, and future referrals on the table. Because the truth is this, buyers don't pay for potential, they pay for presentation. And if your listing prep system isn't flawless, you're not just losing offers, you're losing your reputation. But today, I'm giving you the exact 7-step listing presentation system I use to make homes sell faster for more money and with less stress. And if you're a motivated agent who wants mentorship systems, templates, and a community that supports your growth, click the link below and book a call with me. If you're serious about getting better, you don't have to do it alone. I'm Peyton Chavis, and let me tell you something, top producing listing agents don't wing anything. We don't hope the home photographs well. We don't hope the seller prepared it correctly. We don't hope buyers see the value. We engineer the result. And your listing prep system is the foundation of that result. Before we dive in, drop prep in the comments so I know you're committed to leveling up your listings. Stop assuming sellers know how to prep their home. They don't. Your job is to lead them, not suggest, not hope, lead. Here's the exact script you use. Before we take photos or go live, I'm going to walk you through the home and show you exactly what needs to be done so we can get you top dollar. Sell confidence, not options. What you're looking for is clutter, lighting, maintenance issues, any pet odors, furniture layout, paint touch-ups, curb appeal, landscaping, window coverings, flooring condition, paint touch-ups. All of this needs to be identified. And this is the system that separates amateurs from professionals. So create a 1 to 2 page checklist that you give the seller immediately. This is after you have the listing agreement signed. Again, you don't want to overwhelm them at the listing appointment. You never mention things that need to be done at the listing appointment. This is after you have the signed listing agreement. You want to go through every single room in the home, the entryway, the kitchen, the living room, the front door, the bedrooms, bathrooms, backyard, hallways, outdoor spaces. Everything needs to be properly curated so you're getting as many eyes on the property, as many people to click and book a tour, and as many people through that front door as possible. And then when they're there in person in the front door and they're walking through the home, they can envision the home for themselves and not feel like they're walking into John and Susan's home. They're walking into their future home and their future home for their family. So each area has about 5 to 8 simple actions. And then of course you're gonna have to curate it to their particular situation. If they have dog pet bowls, you're gonna need those removed. If they have dog beds, you need those removed. You know, there's things that you're gonna have to be very clear, and you have to cater to their emotions as well. If they have photos of their great-grandparents who passed on the walls, you're gonna have to politely compliment those photos and ask to remove them. Because people will walk by those photos, and yes, as much as it's a beautiful family, they're all gonna stop and look, and it's gonna take them away from focusing on the home. They're gonna start thinking about the family that lives here and start making up stories in their head about why the rooms are set up the way they are. And that takes them away from envisioning the home as their home. So as you go through in the kitchen, you're gonna make sure all the counters are clean. You wanna have as minimal appliances as possible on the counters. Remove trash cans, hide sponges, soap, paper towel holders, remove magnets and photos from the fridge, and remove any halfway used candles. All of this needs to be removed. You're gonna tell the seller exactly this. If we want buyers to feel emotionally connected to the home, we need it staged like a model home. Simple, clean, and open, and depersonalized. Comment checklist if you want my template for my checklist of items that you can share with your sellers today. So as you went room by room what they needed to do, this is where you save your sellers thousands. And this is the declutter and depersonalization part of the process, because clutter makes a smaller space and personal items are distracting, and busy walls can be super overwhelming. You want people to flow through the home and not stop and be overwhelmed by anything. You want to keep them moving in the home and envision it for themselves. So here's how you explain that to the seller. You're gonna say, look, buyers aren't buying your home. They're buying their future life in it. And we need to clear out anything that competes with that vision. Because right now, I'm in John and Susan's home, and your home is beautiful. It's clear that you had awesome memories here, but what we need to do is make this space feel as little lived in as possible. And I know it's difficult because you are living in the home, but we do need to depersonalize it if your end goal is getting top dollar for this property in the best terms and you want to be out in 2 months. So here's the checklist for the steps. You're gonna send this before you get over there, and then of course there's gonna be items when you get over prior to photos that they didn't remove or they didn't get to as part of your checklist. So you're gonna make sure that all the family photos are removed, and this is important for privacy as well, but you're gonna clear the countertops, you're gonna reduce and minimize the furniture, remove any collectibles, any dolls, any interesting things that shouldn't be on the walls, anything that is too personalized. You're gonna clear the nightstands, minimize the decor, remove all pet items, and organize the closets. Yes, buyers open them, but those can be prepped after the photos because typically we don't take photos inside the closet unless it's the homeowner suite. But prior to coming on the market, you do want to have your sellers organize them because buyers do like to open and see the closet space. So here's a pro tip. Bring 2 to 3 bins or baskets and help get the seller started. It builds trust instantly and it shows that you're willing to go above and beyond for them, and it helps them get a vision for what you're thinking. There has been so many times that I've physically taken personal photos off the walls, moved furniture in different places. I've been out there sweating, getting dirty, putting stuff in the garage just to make the presentation what it needs to be, because I've taken homes that had none of that done and all we did was do that complete revamp with our marketing plan and sold it the next time around. So this builds trust between you and your seller because it shows them how important it really is. Because if you're out there doing it and putting stuff in boxes and moving stuff into the garage for them, then they know how important it is to get the home sold. And this next step is where most agents lose credibility. If a listing looks dirty or neglected, buyers assume the home has been poorly maintained. So if the baseboards are dirty and beat up, guess what? The buyers are gonna see that and they're gonna think what else is wrong behind the walls or with the electrical or with the roof. They're gonna think that the home hasn't been maintained, and that's concerning because they see dollar signs. In this market, clean isn't good enough. Your home needs to look immaculate, hotel level clean. Before you come on the market, you need to have your sellers do a deep cleaning. You're gonna make sure that all the appliances are clean. Shampoo the carpets, clean the baseboards, wash the windows because you're gonna pull those blinds all the way up, and guess what? All the dirt's gonna show on the windows. You're gonna have every light bulb replaced that's burnt out, and you wanna have all the light bulbs match. They all need to be the same tone, at least in that room. Make sure all the light bulbs match in that room. If the other room is a different lighting, just make sure all the light bulbs match that lighting in that room. And you're gonna do touch-up paint where it's needed. If a child wrote on the walls, you need to paint over that and get it looking nice and crisp. If the hardware or doorknobs are loose, make sure to get those tightened. Have the HVAC filters changed. And around the bathtubs and around the sinks, a nice bead of caulk all around is gonna make a great impression. People don't realize that when they see things that look meticulously cared for, they're willing to pay top dollar for it. And a pro tip, have a listing ready vendor list. So on your list for your local market, you're gonna need a cleaner, a painter, handyman, carpet cleaner, landscaping, window washer. All of this is how you become the obvious choice. You're not just an agent, you're a project manager, and you're the CEO of this mini business, which is getting their home sold. So staging, the staging is the moneymaker. This step alone will add 5 to 12% to your seller's bottom dollar. Staging isn't optional, it's strategic, and your options are either to do a full staging package, partial staging, virtual staging, using the seller's items and rearranging, or doing accessory staging and bringing in throw pillows and plants and art and subtle pieces that will elevate the space to make it feel homey and to allow people to envision it for themselves. I've had sellers who don't want to cover staging and they don't see the value in it. So what we did instead is we brought in some accessory staging and we put cutting boards on the counters and nice plants and a coffee station and seating so people can walk in and take their shoes off. Things that help make the space feel homey. And how you explain it to the sellers is that staging isn't about decorating, it's about controlling the buyer's emotions and guiding their eyes to the best features of their home. So the staging just keeps you flowing throughout and it helps them envision the home. You want to focus on flow. and furniture placement and visual balance and a color palette. You don't want to do bright yellows or oranges or blues. It needs to be very neutral and depersonalized so that you can attract every buyer and not detract anybody. You want to create focal points and emotional, cozy moments that make people envision their home and their future here. And then the best part, the professional photography and media day. This is the most important step in the entire system. Why? Because your first showing is online. It's not in person. And if the photos suck, you wasted every prep hour before this. So in the media, you want to include professional photos. You need the wide angle and the detailed shots. You need drone photography, twilight photos, so that sunset hour with sunset skies, walkthrough videos, reels, TikToks, floor plans, 3D tour. This is what showcases the property and gets as many buyers on it as possible so that you get the highest price and the best terms for your seller. So your script to the seller is, I only work with the best media teams because the ways buyers perceive your home online determines whether they show up in person. So until you have a team who you can guide to teach how you show up and prep the home for photo day, you must be present on the media day. You need to make sure all the blinds are pulled open, adjust pillows, hide the cords, straighten rugs. Your eye and your standard equals your brand. You need to be so dialed in because these photos, once they're shot, you spent money on them. So you don't want to have to come send another photographer out if you miss something. So be present, make sure the toilet seats are closed, make sure the closets are closed, make sure the dog's out of the photos, make sure the dog food bowls and their beds are not visual, are not in the frame, sweep the front door, knock the cobwebs down, and make sure you're protecting your client and your income because this is the first impression. And then it's time to go live. The final walkthrough before going live is your quality control moment. This is your final checklist. Have all the light bulbs been replaced? Is the carpets vacuumed? Are there nice carpet lines? Are there towels in the bathroom? Is the kitchen spotless? Is the exterior blown off? Are there leaves in the front yard? Is the scent good? Does it smell okay? Are the showing instructions ready? The MLS remarks optimized? Social media content queued up, ready to go live? And why this step matters is because consistency is your brand. If you look at every single one of my listings, the photos are impeccable. Every detail has been thought through, every single blind is pulled open, and it's showcased beautifully because this is how you generate referrals. This is how you create a standard for your brand. Because the way you prep this listing is how sellers judge how you will treat their listing. And this is where you win referrals. Again, you're not losing listings because buyers aren't interested. You're losing them because your listing prep system isn't engineered to create desire. Now you have the blueprint. If you want access to my full listing prep checklist and my staging guide and my media templates and the exact system my Wolfpack agents use to dominate listings, book a call with me using the link below. You do not have to figure this out alone. Don't recreate the wheel. Learn from us. You deserve mentorship, support, and you deserve to win the listings meant for you, and you deserve to close them below the average days on market. Let's level up your business and dial in your listings.